Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy, channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go and dive into our daily technical analysis update. We'll work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into all of these topics and subjects, looking for individual companies. I'm real picky on the individual companies. I've been refining my approach, finding those individual companies, and the fundamentals matter quite a lot on top of the technicals. The combination of those two things. If you want to learn how to pick those stocks the way I'm doing it, you can sign up to that membership. We do have a coupon, Mayday coupon code, MAYDAY, that is active if you'd like to join. So let's dive in. Let's take a look, see what's going on. We've got the DXY, and we are continuing to have strength in the dollar. Up, 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 consolidation, up, 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 up. Now it's probably getting close to maybe another consolidating move or a turnaround at some point. I mean, you just can't go straight up. But the momentum is up. We are at resistance, and we'll see if we get any sort of selling pressure at this resistance area. Right now, momentum is up. That usually comes from yields. The 2-year yield is up today. We're up 1.42%. The trend is intact for the 2-year to continue higher. The 2-year is what influences what the Federal Reserve does. We've got the 10-year yield. It's down just a little bit today, but again, it is momentum up. It looks good to go higher. And then the 30-year, it's down today, 0.8%. But again, this looks good to go higher. We're above all this support. We've got this kind of megaphone pattern getting all sorts of jiggy with it. And right now, the momentum's to the upside. We entered that megaphone from the bottom side up, which makes me think that we have a chance to go higher with yields. TYX TNX ratio, we had a big reversal candlestick yesterday to go higher, where the yield curve of at least the 30 and the 10 could come back up. That is possible. That's generally when oil or precious metals generally do well when that comes back up. TLT, which is bond prices, up a little bit today, but this is all messy, guys. It's real messy here. So I'm going to delete this downtrend line I have because it's just going all over the place here. But we are underneath a lot of resistance here. The resistance of this guy going up and the resistance of this guy going across. So we have to break through all that to get above it. There's a strong likelihood that this does something like that, and we get higher yields even still. Lower bond prices. The 2 and 10 were up 1.52%. What does that mean? We're going back and forth here with the curve uninverting and inverting. So we're in a channel. We've been tracking sideways for the most part. And there we are. It is poised, since it broke through this downtrend, to potentially head higher and invert the curve still. That is still in play on the longer term, and we've been bouncing in the shorter term. Gold's down about $14, but we did get a nice good bounce off support. That's what that big wick is at the bottom there, and your support is right in this location there. Could we get a turn here? It's possible. We're early to make that claim, but it is possible with that big wick at the bottom, and the momentum is heading back upward. So that looks good for a potential bottoming, but we have to wait and see if there's any follow-through. Silver, again, has that wick at the bottom. We're getting close to support, and it has the potential to try to turn up. We're looking for potential squeezing into a corner, which it does look like we've got a little bit of squeezing, so we'll see what happens here and if we get some follow-through tomorrow. Platinum up a little bit, but again, the momentum is still downward, and palladium is up. We're coming back to this support region. I actually like it quite a bit down here for palladium. GDX up a little bit. momentum is still down. GDXJ, momentum still down. It hasn't turned yet. SILJ up a little bit. The momentum is still down. So we're waiting for the turn, and I think we're waiting for commodity, the precious metal itself, to turn and move higher. So momentum is still down at this time. We did see a reversal in the XAU, which is the gold and silver mining companies divided by gold. That does look like it wants to try to go higher. So that is gold and silver mining companies outperforming gold. We're still above support. Everything looks okay. We're at a real low level. And I would be looking for potential entry points here like now, depending on what they look like. The charts of individual companies and what where they're located in relationship to support levels, all of that stuff. Crude oil up a little bit. We don't have a overbearing, powerful candlestick here. So the momentum is still down, potentially, and we'll see if there's any follow through to the downside, like something like that. That could spur a big move up if it is a false breakdown coming down here and then eventually working its way on up. We'll see if we get that move. TTF gas up 6.15%. Again, this looks fantastic. You can see us coming on up. Looks great. Looks great to continue higher, and everything is a-okay for TTF nat gas to continue higher. Natural gas in America getting a lot more selling pressure. We're at that resistance area, and that is what we're experiencing. A lot of resistance here. I do think eventually it'll work its way and break its way on up. Boy, XOP, yeah, you know me, we're up 0.65%. We're right underneath a lot of resistance, and that's what we got to break through. We are also above support coming across this way, so I think it looks good. I think it looks good, and it's going to try to work its way through the resistance here is what it looks like. OIH down a teeny bit too. It's up against some resistance. And I do think that this is going to try to work its way on up. If this was selling off, generally you see large red candlesticks, big selling distribution candlesticks to push you down. If we just kind of float a little bit lower like this, it's still good to go higher. It looks good. Newcastle coal futures, looks like we got a reversal candlestick today. I think it's going to try to break out here with TTF gas going on up. So I think eventually this will work its way on up. It's got all of the characteristics of potentially moving higher, except we're up against resistance, 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 lower, lower, and I think we'll eventually pop. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up a teeny bit today. And again, these are just small little candlesticks. They look good to go higher. It looks good to go higher for the Physical Uranium Trust. The futures pricing continuing higher. That's good. We're right underneath some resistance, and we'll see if we can work our way on up here. URA up 0.8%. We've just been tracking sideways here underneath resistance and support. So support's going across this way. Resistance is ahead of us. Uranium up a little bit, but we're just above support. It looks okay. And URNJ right above support. It looks okay. It's holding on. Copper down just a teeny bit. Looks like it's trying to do some sort of reversal. Lots of selling pressure here. The momentum is still down. We haven't reversed yet, but it might try something. So we'll see. We've got COPX up 1.2%, doing something very similar to copper. And that's also trying, I think, to eventually bottom out. Iron ore tracking sideways. This looks good. This is one of my favorite charts, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a lot of the times this busts up. It can go sideways for a while, so be patient. Just be patient and pick your companies and pick them off. Aluminum down teeny bit. We haven't broken through that stupid resistance up here, so we're tracking on back a little bit. We've got nickel also tracking back, and again, that's with the stronger dollar and those yields going up. These are all very sensitive to that. The base metals are, but this still is a double bottom and could still very well be a double bottom. Mu up 0.33%. We're at support, so there's our support that we're getting. We've got emerging markets down. I mean, stronger dollar, stronger yields. It's going to weigh on a lot of these sectors that I'm going to go over here. ARE, just a small down day. Stronger yield, stronger dollar. TAN up 2%. Looks like it's going to try to work its way on up. That's big bullish engulfing. Not that I'm playing it. Lithium down 3.5%. This is doing a return move, so you got to break out of this downtrend line, breakout, retest, and we'll see if it holds. It looks good. Everything here looks really good. REMX doing something very similar. We're at resistance, and we're trying to break through that resistance. Here we are trying to break through it, and we'll see if we can break through. If we don't, and we continue to get stronger dollar, stronger yields, there's a possibility it does pull back some under those conditions. Baltic Dry Index moving sideways today, but still looks good to work its way on up. XHB, which is the home builders, we are up today, surprisingly, but it's holding steady right where it's at. Russell is selling off a little bit, so we got some downside momentum getting generated there to the downside. S&P 500 getting some downside selling pressure generated here, a little bit of momentum. And we could see a selling pressure move if rates continue higher. So we'll see. And then also some selling pressure in the NASDAQ, and it could intensify, and we'll see if there's any follow through here with selling pressure. SMCI, this thing is down 11%. Looks like total garbage. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. NVIDIA, right up above. We got support, but we'll see if it fails or if we continue higher. Again, I think if yields continue on up, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Bitcoin down 1.65%. We get these wicks on the top, and that generally is a turning point to head lower. We have to see if there's follow through. If there isn't follow through, you just get little pullback days like this, and that's a bullish setup. If it's a bearish setup, you're going to get big selling pressure candlesticks. So that's what we're looking for to see what occurs. Ethereum down 3.22. It's getting a little bit of selling pressure here. It's got a little bit of momentum. It's not huge, but it's a little bit right at this resistance area. And then the VIX up a little bit, and we'll see if this cycles back up. That would be a sell-off in the S&P 500. But we are above. We broke out, consolidated here, broke down, and sometimes these fire back on up. So that's what we've got for today, guys. That's what's going on in the markets, and at least my opinions on it. If you like the content, give me a thumb up. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Mayday coupon code is active. We have a question and answer session coming up this weekend. It is at 5 p.m. on Sunday, Mountain Time. You can ask whatever you want directly to me on a Zoom call. They are recorded, and I put those on the website afterwards. So that's what I've got for today. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.